What's up, YouTube fans? This is our new to us 2013 Land Rover LR4 HSE LUX. I think I'm saying all that correctly. Gasoline engine, 5.0 liter. It's a Mustang engine, if I understand correctly. I got this car a couple months ago. This car actually, I'm a Toyota guy, as everybody could probably figure out from my videos. And this was my brother-in-law's car. Had it since it had 40,000 miles on it. Had some problems. Took it in to a local specialty shop, and they replaced the low-pressure fuel pump. There's 3 fuel pumps in these cars. Replaced it because he smelled fuel. That didn't actually fix the problem, and they took it back into him. It shut down on him on the way home. I picked him up from the shop. They said the engine was blown and the timing chains were busted. If you know anything about these cars or you watch any videos, the 2 main things that you hear are either the fuel system or the timing chain is what breaks on these cars, which is valid. That is truthful. And so it was giving an error message about fuel pressure. The low pressure pump was putting out over 100 pounds. We tested it. My mechanic, I had my friend come in, look at it. He said, look, I don't think the engine's blown. They quoted him $12,000 to replace the engine. And we limped it back to a shop that he had access to, tore the engine down, did a bunch of deferred maintenance, spark plugs, things of that nature. And too many things to mention, you know, just silly stuff that you probably wouldn't even known was broken after 240,000 miles. Seals, various things. We ended up having to replace the spark plugs, did a couple fuel injectors that busted. But the main story here, what ended up happening, so I think if I've added up all the receipts correctly, got about 2,200 in parts, and that's before labor, paying a friend $100 an hour. Again, he's a master mechanic and he really knows his stuff. But a lot of other parts, again, too many mentioned, but the fuel sensor on the rail on the passenger side was saying low pressure. We replaced it, then it was reading high pressure when you'd crank the engine, something like 1,900 pounds when the engine was idling. And so we never thought to check the fuel system. So we replaced the timing chains and did all that stuff. And I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like. These are the 2 high pressure, or this is just one of the 2. And basically after doing all that maintenance, what we found is that one or maybe both of these busted, and these are $155 a piece. These are Bosch. Got these on Rock Auto. I don't know what the shipping was, probably 20 bucks. But that actually ended up being the problem. Now, did the pressure, did the pump in the tank, the low pressure pump, did that needed to be replaced back when the shop did it? I'm sure something went wrong. Maybe one of these 2 caused the problems because these are upline from these. But ultimately, it's not trying to make it seem dramatic, but what you're looking at is, call it a $300+ problem that this car was basically junked out over. And so I paid my brother-in-law $1,000 for this car. I got the title in my hand, and it runs pretty darn smooth. And again, I realize that it's a Land Rover. I'm a Toyota guy, and will it blow up? As my mechanic said, man, look, I don't. This thing might blow up on you. Again, I don't know anything about these cars. A lot of Ford and Jaguar parts on them, but that doesn't seem. You can find cheaper parts. Rock Auto, again, I'd highly recommend. So I just wanted to share this with you guys, is that, and this is not a thing about somebody trying to rip anybody off. I just want to throw that out there too. You know, as far as those guys quoting a busted timing chain, maybe that's what they thought. But the engine code that it was spitting out, I'll post it in the comments or post it in the information on this video. Ultimately, it was spitting out a code for the fuel system after they replaced the low pressure, and they never bothered to check those other 2. And so in retrospect, could we have replaced those 2, one or both of those fuel pumps, and got the car, you know, from you know, a state that it was in, about 1,000 pieces. And again, we did a lot of different stuff to this car in addition to the timing chain. But the question that is burning in the back of my mind is, could $300 plus labor really gotten this car rolling and not force my brother-in-law to actually have to go get another car? And that's, I think the answer is yes. I think that's what we found out. Now, did all the other stuff need to be done? Yes, it did. So moral of the story is, you know, are these awful cars? I have no idea. Will remains to be seen. We're at 240,000 miles, and I'll post an update on this thing to see where it gets us. You know, but overall, it's a really cool, really neat car, and I look forward to posting more stuff about this just to see how it goes. I'll give you some honest reviews on it. Does it ride as nice as my LX570 or our Land Cruiser? No, the hands down, like not even close. But a really neat car, and I think if it's something my son ends up taking, you know, when he goes to school here in another year or two, I think it'd be really cool. So thanks for watching. Leave some comments, subscribe, like the video. Thanks. Talk to y'all soon.